In the grand tapestry of the world, there exists 3 distinct realms, each vastly different from the others, with their unique characteristics. The first realm is the mortal realm, often referred to as the living world, where humans reside, leading ordinary lives devoid of magic. However, human mortalities mean they can meet their end through various events, or simply due to the passage of time. This is where the other 2 realms come into play. The second realm is heaven, a destination for those who live virtuous lives, free from wrongdoing. When a human passes away, their goodness sends them to this celestial abode. Conversely, those who have committed sins or wrongdoings find themselves in hell, known by various names like the Inferno or the Underworld. In hell, former humans transform into monstrous sinners and share this realm with demons and hellbots. Hell is a gruesome, perilous, and sinful place, characterized by substances like drugs, alcohol, and death. Within this realm, distinct classes exist, with the royalty of deadly sins holding the highest privileges and authority. The once human sinners and royal demons are not the only creatures that are living in hell. There are the succubi, who are seductive and feed on human desires, who fall into the second class. Meanwhile, hellhounds resemble canine dogs, and imps are the lowest ranking in hell, engaged in hard labor. Unlike the succubi and the royal demons, imps never leave hell and never encounter real-life humans. However, a peculiar story unfolds in a small town within hell, where a circus group resides, featuring imp performers, clowns, horses, and their ringleader, Cash Boxer. One quiet night, within one of the tents, 2 young imp children, Blitzo and Fizzarolli, engage in playful antics. Blitzo, the son of Boxo, sported red skin, black-tipped tail, distinctive black and white striped horns, and on his forehead is a black marker, shape of a heart. Fizzarolli, the other imp child, also had a heart-shaped mark on his forehead, along with harlequin pattern, black and white horns. Both wore clown costumes, Blitzo in pink with light and dark purple pants, and Fizzarolli in light turquoise with red accents. As they played with balloon-shaped horses, they exchanged playful banter. Blitzo's horse, named Wormhorse, expressed sadness due to having no legs. Fizzarolli, being supportive, reassured Blitzo, leading to imaginative tales about a war and pirate that made them laugh.
I'm Banana Pudding, and I like to dance. I am Wormhorse, and I am sad. Why are you sad, Wormhorse? Because I have no legs. Oh, well, that's okay. I lost my legs in the war. The war? Yes, the Great Pirate War. No pirates. The Great Pirate War! If you keep talking about pirates, I will punch you. I fought bravely, but I could not run fast enough. They took my legs. There was blood everywhere. Oh no, ew, no blood. What's disgusting? No, it's cool. Well, Banana Pudding is here to save the day. With his magical feet he dances around with. He will dance all over Warm Horse to make him feel better. And then... there'll be more blood! Blitzo, that's so gross! Stop!
Their innocent play continued until Cash intervened, taking Blitzo away from Fizzarolli. Fizz glanced over at Cash, who was engaged in a conversation with Blitzo. Uncertain about the topic of discussion, he observed quietly. As the conversation concluded, Boxo and Blitzo began to walk away. Fizz stood up and inquired.
Hey, where's Blitzo going?
Boxo turned around, explaining.
Blitzo would be spending the day with the Goetia Prince Stolas.
Fizz couldn't help but feel concerned for Blitzo. Demon loyalty was renowned for their ruthlessness and fear-inducing reputation.
I don't think Blitzo should go alone.
Fizz started to say, but Boxo interrupted him firmly.
No, Fizz. The prince specifically requested Blitzo's presence. Why don't you take a break? You've earned it.
But...
Fizz began to protest, only to be cut off. Blitzo, wearing a reassuring smile, chimed in.
It's okay, Fizz. It's just for one day. I'll be back before you know it.
Fizz gazed at his best friend and sighed.
All right, then. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Blitzo responded with a wave before walking off with Boxo. Now, with the entire day to himself, Fizz wandered away from the circus. He wasn't quite sure what else to do, but walk and let his thoughts flow. He harbored a deep-seated resentment for Boxo's mistreatment of both Blitzo and his sister, Bobby Wire. Fizz was well aware of the kind of man Boxo was, an abusive alcoholic who cared only for money and himself. Nevertheless, Boxo had taken Fizz in and raised him, making the circus the only home he'd ever known. His contemplations were abruptly interrupted by the sound of someone singing.
What's that?
Fizz muttered to himself, scanning the area, but he saw no one. The voice was so enchanting that he couldn't resist following its ethereal melody. As he walked towards the source of the singing, the voice grew stronger. When Fizz finally opened his eyes, he stood before a foreboding black house, and fear gripped him. He recognized this house all too well. Back at the circus, the older imps had warned the children never to adventure near the black house. They spun tales of an evil ghost witch residing within, claiming that if a child dared to approach, the malevolent witch would devour their souls and use their body parts as macabre decorations. At first, the youngsters dismissed these stories as mere superstitions. Yet over time, they began hearing eerie, spine-chilling noises. And some even swore they had glimpsed the witch herself, carrying one of her unfortunate victims. Fizz was shaking.
No, it's the witch's house.
he said.
I gotta get out of here.
Fizz was about to turn and flee when he heard the enchanting singing voice again. Only this time, he could discern the words. Fizz found himself entranced by the music, and gradually, his fear of the house dissolved. He moved silently, drawing closer to the mysterious source of the enchanting melody. Fizz got so close that he was standing right in front of the door. The singing continued.
There is a lady all in white, holds me and sings a lullaby. She's nice to see and she's soft to touch. She says, "Cosette, I love you very much."
Fizz couldn't help but recall the tales that warned of the witch luring children to their demise with her singing.
But if that's true, then why does it sound so sad?
Fizz wondered to himself as he continued to listen to the haunting melody.
I know a place where no one's lost. I know a place where no one cries. Crying at all is not allowed. Not in my castle on the cloud.
Lost in the song's melancholy beauty, Fizz took a step forward, unintentionally causing old floorboards to creak loudly and abruptly, silencing the singing. Not wanting to lose the enchanting song, Fizz finally spoke up.
Wait, is there someone in there?
He wasn't sure if that would work, but he had to try. He heard a faint little footsteps near the door, accompanied by a shy voice responding.
Yeah?
That doesn't sound like an old witch. That sounds like a kid.
Fizz thought. With a new determination, he asked.
Hey, did the witch trap you in here?
The voice responded, sounding somewhat confused.
What? No?
Oh, then what are you doing in there?
Fizz inquired. There was a brief pause. Fizz began to worry if the voice had disappeared. He tried once more.
Hello?
The voice replied.
Are you a kid?
That question struck Fizz like a sudden realization, causing him to pause for a moment before responding.
Kid?
Fizz pondered the question in his mind. It did seem rather strange, but somewhat annoyed. He replied.
Hey, I'm gonna be 7 soon.
The voice responded with relief.
Oh, so you are.
Fizz's sense of pride was gently nudged back into reality.
Okay, if you want to be specific.
He added. The voice began to giggle at Fizz's response. And soon, Fizz found himself giggling along too.
So what about you? You don't sound like an old lady.
He asked the voice.
Well, that's because I'm not. I'm 5, and I had my birthday last week.
The voice replied. Fizz took a moment to think, and then said,
Hey, that's the same week as Blitzo's birthday.
Blitzo? You mean there are other kids out there?
The voice asked with curiosity.
Of course, there are other kids.
Fizz assured.
Wow, that's cool. what else is out there?
The voice asked, clearly intrigued. Fizz was a little puzzled, but answered.
Well, there are a lot of things, but have you never left this house?
The voice sounded nervous as it answered.
Oh, well, my mom told me that I wasn't allowed to go outside. I shouldn't even be talking to you right now.
Fizz thought, understanding that her mom must be incredibly strict if she doesn't allow her daughter to go outside, especially considering the dangers of hell.
So you have a mom. That must be nice.
Fizz said with a faint smile. The voice, concerned, asked.
You don't have a mom?
Fizz then replied.
No, my parents died when I was a baby.
The voice expressed sympathy, saying.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Fizz reassured her.
It's okay. I was taken in by the circus.
Fizz wasn't sure how the voice would respond to his revelation. However, the voice giggled and said,
I'm glad to hear that. So you live in a circus? That's amazing.
Fizz felt a warm connection talking to this voice. She was unlike anyone at the circus and seemed generally nice.
Thanks, and yeah, it's awesome living in the circus. Everyone is incredible to work with, and I even get to perform with my best friend.
Fizz shared. They both started laughing, feeling like there was no one else in the world but the two of them. But then, the voice turned sober and said,
I wish I could go see the circus.
Fizz paused and asked,
So, how come your mom doesn't want you to go outside? That's kind of unusual.
He was curious about the reason behind the strict confinement. The voice hesitated for a moment before replying,
Oh, no, it's fine. She told me that it's dangerous.
Really? I mean, it is dangerous, don't get me wrong. But why would she keep you inside the house?
Fizz asked, his curiosity piqued. There was a brief silence, and the voice finally admitted.
She told me that there are bad people out there who want to hurt me.
Wait, hurt you? Who would want to hurt you?
Fizz questioned, his confusion evident. But before the voice could answer, they heard someone yelling.
Fizz, where are you?
Fizz recognized the voice. It belonged to Blitzo's sister, Barbie Wire. He sighed, realizing he had to go.
Sorry, but I gotta go.
Fizz said, as he started to get up from his spot.
But hey, I didn't get your name. Mine's Fizzarolli, but everyone calls me Fizz for short.
The voice, known as Emmeline, replied.
Oh, okay. My name is Everline, but the name is a little too formal for me.
Fizz smiled and suggested.
How about we shorten it to Emmy instead?
Emmy's voice brightened as she said.
Yeah, I like that.
Fizz was pleased that she appreciated the name he'd given her.
Well, anyway, I better head back.
Fizz mentioned preparing to leave, but before he could depart, Emmy nervously spoke up.
Hey, Fizz?
Fizz turned back and asked.
Huh?
Emmy hesitated for a moment, and then finally asked.
Will you come back? It's just that I really want to know more about what's outside.
Emmy said, her uncertainty evident. She cautiously asked.
Will that be okay?
Fizz smiled warmly and reassured her.
Sure, I don't mind. I would really like to talk to you again.
And Fizz, can I ask you a favor?
Making Fizz curious.
Sure, what do you need?
He asked. Emmy hesitated but began.
Well, it's just... I don't think anyone is supposed to know I'm here. And I'm worried if my mom finds out that I spoke to someone, well, I don't know what would happen. So, could you not tell anybody about me? Please?
Fizz didn't fully understand why she wanted to keep their conversations a secret. But without overthinking it, he agreed.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
Do you promise?
Emmy nervously asked. Fizz nodded earnestly and said,
I promise. They probably wouldn't let me come back if I told them. So, same time tomorrow then?
Emmy was ecstatic as she replied.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fizz then said,
Okay, I'll talk to you later, Emmy.
Yeah. I'll see you later. Fizz?
As they both walked away, they knew that this would be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.